Hey everyone, it's Jamie from BestNerdLife, and welcome to another episode of Nerdy Thrifts, a video series where I go around my local and not so local charity shops to try and find some nerdy bargains. Now I'm currently on a caravan site in Skegness on a kind of extended weekend break, but being on a break doesn't mean that I'm going to stop going around charity shops. So yeah, without further ado, let's have a look around Skegness and see what we can find. Now let's start with something a little bit odd. These are dummy phones, 2 for £1. Now I assume these are from shops that sell phones. They need kind of like dummy ones to do something or other. I don't know. Maybe they'd be good for props or something like that. 2 for £1, pretty good bargain. Now these things are a blast from the past. Yes, I'm old enough to remember when electronic devices each had their own kind of cable, so you would need an individual cable to charge each device, which nowadays seems absolutely ridiculous, especially now that the EU is bringing in mandates to have just USB-C on every device. That's pretty cool, but yeah, blast from the past. Moving on, we now have some Star Wars books. I'm not a huge fan of Star Wars. It's okay in my opinion. I know people go crazy for it, but these books are really cool. They look pretty retro. I don't know if they're worth anything. I didn't get them, but I'm sure some fan would love them, so I left them for those people. Into the media section here, and I found a bunch of Nintendo DS games, pretty much brain training, sight training, whatever. But behind that was my first songs for the Wii. Yeah, not really something that I'm interested in. The Wii has so much shovelware. I definitely left that. Moving on to another charity shop here, and yes, some more DS games, this time Big Brain Academy. Already got it, wasn't interested in it really. Then I saw this, Animal Life North America. Never seen that before. I don't think it's that rare, but I've never seen it before, so I thought it was quite interesting to show on camera. I did leave it, however. And then some more random PC CD-ROM games, which, yeah, not for me. I'm not really bothered with the whole DVD case PC games, so I left them. Moving around the corner here to the DVD section, and I managed to find a couple of interesting DVD style PC cases like Roller Coaster Tycoon. As I said, I'm not interested in this style of PC game, but it just goes to show you what you can find if you look hard enough in the DVD and CD section. I found a bunch of really interesting stuff that I wouldn't expect to find. Dogs, yeah, I would have picked this up if it was the original Dogs. That is something that I do want, but not this kind of crazy updated version. And SimCity as well. I have heard this was really, really badly reviewed. Wasn't great at all. And I think it's online only. I don't really know, but yeah. Moving on to another charity shop here, and I managed to find a nice big box of games to rummage through. I love rummaging through boxes because you never know what you're going to get. However, this time I really did not find much of anything. Bit of Zumba, some PlayStation 3 games that I don't collect. Kung Fu Rider seemed interesting. Some Xbox games, just a random assortment of things. The only real interesting thing for me was Viva Pinata for the PC. Other than that, yeah, it was just kind of just shovelware and just stuff that I wasn't interested in at all. Aside, as I said, Viva Pinata, what a game. I also found this Bon Tempi electric chord organ. Now, I'm not musically inclined. I don't know if this is the rare or whatever or interesting, but to me, it was pretty cool. For £8, this thing with the wood paneling just looked great. I didn't get it though, don't have the room. I also came across a few more games, for example this Nintendo DS, Sonic, Sega All-Stars Racing game, and Mario Party 10 for the Wii U. I was tempted with the Wii U game because I want to build my Wii U collection. I've mentioned previously that I'm trying to do that, but for £10 I don't know, just kind of didn't want to spend that much on Mario Party 10. Yeah, I'm definitely doing some window shopping today. This is a Brother Deluxe typewriter. Again, I don't know if it's worth anything, if it was in good working order or anything like that. I just thought it was interesting. It's a bit old, a bit retro, so I thought I'd show it on camera. Heading back into some shops here, and I found a pretty decent amount of PSP games and one lone PlayStation game, which I did get because even though it's not that rare, I just want to build my PlayStation 1 collection. And as I said, PSP games, these pretty good collection, but they just weren't ones that I wanted. I'm not a huge fan of sports games, so I decided to leave all of them. On to one last media section because I was running out of time at this point, and I really wish I'd spent more time looking through this really well because there are a few things here that I wanted, like the Hulk when he returns, but to be honest, looking back, these things were a little bit expensive. But yeah, as I said, some pretty cool things that I should have really picked up, especially Soul Reaver 2, would have loved to have picked that up. And then I did notice this Dark Vengeance PC game for £2 in a jewel case. Yeah, definitely picking that up to add to my collection. Back home in my local charity shops now, and I found a couple of Xbox One games, like Homefront The Revolution for £2. I would have picked this up, but it was a little bit beat up, the disc was a little bit scratched, so I left it. But I did pick up this next thing, which is Just Cause 3, again for £2. Pretty decent price, and I do enjoy that series, so I'll play it at some point. Talking about a massive container full of games to rummage through, I managed to find this absolute beast of a container. £1 a game or 3 games for £2. That's a pretty decent deal, so of course I spent a good amount of time rummaging through this thing. And as you can see, lots and lots of things that I'm pulling out here. The majority of them were DVD style cases, and as previously mentioned in this video, I'm just not really interested in anything like that, aside from maybe Bugs Bunny for example. I did pull a few things out, and I did get a few things as well, but I'm going to skip forward a little bit because yeah, there's a lot of stuff here and I want to get to the point. Now, nestled within all these DVD style cases, as you can see there, some CD jewel case ones, Starship Troopers. Yeah, I adore the book, I adore the film, I'm definitely getting that. Sin as well, which I think I've heard of, it kind of rings a bell. It looks a bit raunchy, not my thing, but you know what, yeah, I'm getting that as well. I thought this was a full game, but this is actually an expansion pack for Ground Control. Got that anyway. And then last but not least, this really random Championship Chess, which looks awful, but I'm getting it anyway. Now this next thing is something I wanted to find for a long time. This is a VHS, well, this is a VHS recorder. I wanted a VHS player, but this does actually play VHSs. So yeah, for £5, I'm definitely getting this thing because I've been building up my VHS collection and I finally have something to play it on. One final charity shop here before I move on to actual shops. Apologies for the shakiness, I had to film this on my phone. But this mini Street Fighter game, kind of arcade collection, kind of Lego type thing. I actually have this already, I got it cheap from AliExpress, but it was really cool to see this in the wild in a charity shop. Whoever picks this up is going to have a fantastic time, although probably not good value for money for that price. On to actual shops now, and I found these pretty sweet Nintendo Switch game bundles for £20. Various ones, none really that truly excite me, but it was interesting to see them nonetheless. So, you know, Nickelodeon Car Racers, another racer game, a tennis game. Yeah, pretty cool, but yeah, just not for me. Although the Chicken Range one seemed pretty cool. Moving on into the middle of Little here, which is an absolutely fantastic marketing catchphrase type thing. I found this tiny arcade Atari 2600, world's tiniest functioning console or whatever. Yeah, this is pretty cool. I don't want to pay the price that they were asking for it, but this is interesting nonetheless. However, this next thing definitely takes the cake. This is a tiny kind of a dance arcade, dance revolution, whatever it is, thing where you play with your fingers, and just what is this? Like, are we getting to the stage where we're now nostalgic for a tiny dance machine? Like, this is crazy. I love it. And with all that being said, let's actually have a look at the haul that I got today. Now, as you can see, two lots of DVD PC games, Zoo Tycoon 2 and From Dusk Till Dawn. I just thought these were real interesting to see. I didn't know there was a From Dusk Till Dawn game, so it'd be interesting to see that. Just Cause 3 for the Xbox One, and 6 CD dual case type games. Dark Vengeance, we got Super Bike 2000 for the PlayStation, Championship Chess, Ground Control Expansion, Starship Troopers and Sin. However, we cannot forget the absolute most fantastic thing that I got on this haul run. This is a Funai, I think that's how you call it, digital auto tracking video cassette recorder. Basically, it's a VHS recorder and player. I am so happy that I got this. I've been looking for one for ages and it works fantastically. So yeah, there's only one thing to do now that I've got one of these things. I'm going to watch one of the best British comedies in existence.
Suitcase from the bank, 'cause if you are the best but you don't ask questions, then brother, I'm your man, 'cause where it all comes from is a
And yeah, that is another episode of Nerdy Thrifts in the bag. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, then by all means like, comment, subscribe, do all that social media goodness, and as always, keep living that best nerd life.